Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're enjoying the show. And this part of the show, we're going to talk about some witchcraft stuff. Now, of course, everybody thinks witchcraft is all evil, all demonic, devil worship, Satanist, all that stuff. It's not. Most most of the witchcraft and stuff is earth-based, nature-based, or now, of course, there are darker witches, I guess, out there that do really mean stuff to each other and others and stuff. And I, if you do stuff like that, I believe in karma. It's coming back to you. You're in trouble. That's what I'm thinking. And you know, I know I've seen instant karma before, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty. So yeah, but witchcraft is, if done right and stuff, it's a very beautiful spiritual path. It's very beautiful spiritual path stuff, and um, it's been, I want to say 3 years for me since I started following it, or 4 or 2 years, 2 or 3 years I started following it. Um, I was a Christian first. Interesting story there. And I took some time off after I was doing courses on studying the Bible. You study the Bible, that's really gonna mess with your head. Believe me, I know. And I studied the Bible, and I continue to hear nothing but judgmental, bigoted stuff, and I didn't like it. So I kind of pulled away from that. I was like, I really need to reevaluate my life. Now, with that being said, I will tell you that through growing up and stuff, I always had an interest in the paranormal, witchcraft, um, stuff like that, into that kind of stuff. I always had a connection, and I loved, the history of it, the Salem witch trials, all that stuff. I just had a connection to it, and I felt it and stuff like that. And um, I don't want to say like the movies I watched when I was a kid, because that's like, oh well, that's what made you a witch. You're not really a witch. Well, no, I connected with those books and those movies as a kid because of the fact I believe it was bringing out the true calling in my life, and that's what did it. Now I remember when I was in, I actually just bought this book that this was the first witchcraft book I read, and if I grab the right one, hopefully, yes, I grabbed the right one. This was the first book I read on witchcraft, and I loved it. And I actually even that was a loud flap noise. um, One part of witchcraft I'm hugely into stuff is the healing, herbs, crystal healing, energy healing, all that kind of stuff. I'm really big into that kind of stuff. And I started reading this book, I think in 2004 it was? 2004. And I wanted to get into healing with herbs and stuff. And it's the complete book of witchcraft by Raymond Buckland. And what's funny is I was never allowed to get this book at the library. And then one time, I think it was my sister took me to the library. I got the book, and my parents weren't too happy about it back then. Now they're kind of understanding about it, and they, whatever. It's my path. It's my path. I'm going to do what I want. It's my life, right? I'm 26 years old. I can do what I want. But this was the first book I read and stuff, and I'm telling you right now, I highly recommend this to people who have that connection to witchcraft, who think they're being drawn into it. Don't get into it because you watch a movie, you're like, I think I'm a witch now. Or because you dress gothic and you think that makes you a witch. It doesn't. There's a lot more into the craft than just dressing up and playing the part. And most of us just dress normally, except for Wednesdays we wear black. And if you don't get that reference, you need to get out of here right now, because a lot of you out there will get that reference. But it is an awesome field of study for me. It's an awesome spiritual path for me. It's nothing in my life has felt so right on any other paths. I remember for 2 or 3 years and stuff, I struggled with what spiritual path or religious beliefs I wanted to believe in and stuff, and nothing felt right for me. But then I started really studying into witchcraft, and it clicked. It clicked so much with me, because I don't know. It's going back to basics. By basics, what I mean is it's going back to the original path, if that makes sense to you guys. And also another thing that connected me a lot into um, Celtic paganism, witchcraft, and stuff was because I am heavily Irish descent, or at least that's what my research tells me. If my research is wrong, I'm sorry. I still claim I'm Irish descent. I don't care. You can say I'm not. I don't care. I am. But I'm oh, I think it's the O'Sullivans. I think. I think it's the O'Sullivans. That rumors has it that they were part of the original Celtic people of Ireland. And I'm actually descended partially from them. Now, you look at my family tree and stuff, this is going off my mother's side, off my grandmother's side, off one side, off the other side, stuff. And people are probably going to think, well, if it's off branches like that and stuff, you're not descended from Irish, blah, 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 whatever. But what you don't understand is it's kind of like a river or a creek. It all flows down the stream. All that blood, all of those ancestors, everything flows down that stream. And that's another thing about witchcraft is we believe our ancestors are behind us and stuff. We believe that they're there. If you think about it, all the ancestors that you actually have is kind of crazy. It really is. Well, yeah. But my ancestry and stuff, it goes back so far. I could tell you maybe some of my ancestry, my Irish ancestry. I can't give you recent people because that's not nice. You guys can look them up and find them and track them down. And no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. There is, okay. I don't know where. Oh, Bailey's. Okay. It splits off from there to Mary Sullivan, O'Sullivan, 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 and then split off the O'Sullivan line. We are married to Fitz Richards. O'Sullivan. McCarthy's were descended from McCarthy's. We are descended from the Fitzgeralds. McCarthy, Fitzmaurice, the Fitzgeralds. Yeah, we are just my family. My mom's side of the family is very, very much descended from lords, Fitzgerald, Lords of Sullivan, all that. I mean, County Cork. A lot of these were born in castles in Ireland and stuff, and Cork, Munster, Cocork Parish. But yeah, it's Kerry, Ireland, Limerick, Ireland, Waterford. Yeah, Kilkenny. Yeah. But so now you can understand my big connection with the Celtics and the witchcrafts and everything. I just love it. And another thing is, where I'm from, there's a lot of ash trees. And come to find out, ash trees were one of the biggest things for Celtic pagans they believed in. You know, I can't highly remember what it was that they believed in, you know, about the ash tree, but it was like a big symbol to them was the ash tree. And I live in a place where there's abundance of ash trees everywhere. I even actually have an ash tree wand that I got off a branch that fell and stuff. And my name, Glenn, is Celtic for a valley and stuff. And it just, every little connection with the witchcraft, the Celtic pagans, and my Celtic ancestry and stuff, it brings everything closer together for me, and I can feel the spirits of my ancestors even closer because of all the connections that are there and stuff. And that's what witchcraft is so beautiful and stuff, because it deals with history as well as the future, because you need to know where you came from to know where you're going to. And it's beautiful. I highly suggest you get this book right here. It's only like $12 on Amazon or whatever. And you get this book, and if you're interested in witchcraft, you study this book and stuff. And yeah, it's an awesome path to be on. Like I said, I'm studying herbology, or whatever, self-studying, because it costs a lot of money to go to school for that and stuff. Of course, I can't prescribe anything, obviously, because, well, I wouldn't prescribe anything anyways, because I highly fear of killing somebody by accidentally doing the wrong thing. But I'm learning what kind of herbs are good to take and stuff, and what kind of crystals do what to what. I'm also doing heavily well in tarot card reading. I'm really getting into that stuff. And yeah, it's just, this path is so amazing. It's been so amazing since I got on it and stuff. Yeah. So if you really want to check it out and stuff, you should check it out. And there's nothing demonic or evil about it. Like I said, there are evil people in this path, but that's them. Most of us aren't that way. Most of us won't do curses and hexes and all that stuff because, like I said, karma is a real bitch. And it will come back at you, as they say, threefold or something like that. It will come back to you. I've seen instant karma. I've seen karma that took about 10 years. Karma is real. It will flow back at you. So that's the only thing I do warn about, is be careful with your... If you think about it this way, I believe in the herbs and stuff like that, and you can manipulate energy and stuff like that and things like that. But also another thing is, you have to remember, you need to be careful with your words, because the term for witchcraft is casting spells or whatever. Casting spells, spelling, when you're you're spelling words or you're um, making senses and stuff like that. So you are pretty much putting energy behind those words you're saying. You need to be careful with what you're saying because even though you don't mean it, you might send somebody ill will that you didn't intend to send to those people because of the words and the way you said it. That's why you have to take care of what you say and how you say it. Be careful with how you um, talk to people. Don't be intentionally rude or mean and stuff like that. You can be honest, that's fine. If being honest isn't sending ill will to anybody, you're just being honest with them. And you might want to let them know that before you say anything. You might want to say, well, I'm just being honest with you here, blah, 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 blah. Because that's my best friend knows. If she doesn't tell me, I'm just being honest, I'm not being mean, but blah, 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 blah. Because she knows how sensitive I am and how badly I take things. So yeah, it's it's the spelling words and energy and stuff. You need to read into it. If you're interested in this field, I highly suggest it. Like I said, not a lot of evil in this field unless like you're a dark witch and stuff and you're evil and you're mean and cruel and stuff. And then, like I said, karma bounces back at you. So yeah, so I highly suggest you check it out if you're interested. If you always felt a connection or a pull to look into this, do it. You should do it. But yeah, so that's this section of the Halloween Spectacular. I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Bye.